Do you remember when we were at Winter Services? That's how we started. We would tell the stories about us being doing the snow stuff.
And we were scared of telling certain stories because of our racist coworkers.
And we were setting up these things called mobile minis.
Yeah.
And these mobile minis are just like mobile storage units that companies can rent, and they look like little shipment containers. They use them to store snow blowers and the salt and stuff, so they didn't have to take them out every time, that they were already on the site. And we had to do the Milwaukee like tram station, like where the passenger cars get into it. And we were driving around. It was me and this older 40-year-old dude, and he was really nice. I can't remember his name. I think his name was Tony. His name was
it was you had Tony. I had some other dude.
Yeah, Tony. He was a really cool guy.
We like flipped a coin for who get what. We're like, which one are we gonna get? Because they were both like a lot of weirdos. But
they were both questionable. But Tony turned out to be like the family man. Like, oh, I'm a manager now, and I'm he was grinding.
My guy just told me to quit smoking as he was smoking 4 Marlboro Reds at once.
Damn.
You don't want to get to where I'm getting to.
Lost my family over this.
And Tony, we were looking, we're like, how the fuck do we get in this place? Because they were like, we were looking for because you could see a giant shipment container on some site. You just drive
in the parking lot or in the back of the building.
This building doesn't have a parking lot. It's just the buses drop people off there. And so we're driving around, and eventually I see it. And it's on the other side of the railroad tracks, and the other side of the railroad tracks is the river. So like, there's no road going to it. I'm like, how the fuck did they get that back there? And so we drive and we turn. And eventually, we're like, dude, going back in these like weird industrial spots or on the river, I feel like sketched out because we're in a Penske van, like pretty much like a U-Haul, moving van, and we look suspicious. It's 3 a.m. and we're, sneaking up on a train station
with a giant van.
And
2 people in like snow gear.
Yes.
In there.
And like we're going up to the mobile mini, and I turned to him like, Tony, the feds are gonna jump on us, man. He's like, man, I ain't going to fucking jail. Fuck these motherfuckers. It was so fun. He was like, they're gonna get the jump on us if we don't get out of here. It was so funny. Like, we got out and we like did it really quickly, and like I stopped from him. I'm like, Tony, if I wanted to do something really nefarious, I really could. And Tony's like, don't let those thoughts get in your head for too long, kid. We got to get the fuck out of here. But it was like, if you really wanted to do something bad to the train station.
You get a job like that.
No, you would. You
get a job like that if you're going to do something like that.
There's no background check.
None.
There's no background check. We hire felons. We had a pedophile that was a manager. Like, he didn't give a fuck.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You'll talk. Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk.
No, we did. We had a pedophile as a manager. You didn't meet him. He worked in a different city, but I met him because the two. It was Kenosha and Racine. He was at the Racine one. The Kenosha and Racine one were real buddy because they were technically under one ops manager, but the ops guy was based in Kenosha, and I can't remember his name, but he was a dick and felon. He never really told the truth. He always bullshitted.
To be fair, just because you're a felon doesn't mean.
But he was a pedophile.
Oh, he was also.
He was a pedophile felon.
I'm not defending that.
Yeah. Retracting my statement. Oh, he's a pedophile. Ethan. And we saw him, like, my another manager was like, dude, you're not gonna believe him. Like, what? He's like, fucking the pedo. Dude, he got in a fight with his coworker, with his like people he manages. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, he knocked him on the ground, and then he went to spit on him, and he spit in his mouth, and he just started throwing up, and I got it on camera, dude. He was so happy. He was like a kid on Christmas Day. This grown man. He's like, I got it on camera. He's throwing up and shit. It's disgusting.
It's fucking awesome.
But he really did. I saw the guy. He spit in his mouth. He caught it, and he's just like screaming on the camera. Oh God, that's so gross. He's just,
oh God damn.
But hey, he's a pedophile.
Was the dude was the guy that he spit in his mouth? Was he of age?
An adult?
Yes, he was an adult.
Was it intentional?
Because it might have been.
It might have been on purpose.
I mean, if you get good at spitting people's mouths long enough, you're going to do it every time. You're never going to miss your mark on that.
Dude, it was weird at that job because some people would just like, some of the women there were like really flirty with guys. And like you would find, thanks for breaking the set.
I didn't do that.
It's the double stick tape. Case, you gave us bad tape.
No,
Just
he didn't.
kidding.
It
I'm
was
kidding.
good tape.
Kidding. It's the TV.
What was I going to say? So there's sometimes these women at this place that would just like, they would flirt with a lot of guys and everyone knew that like you could hook up with them.
Well, we should probably, there was a term. There was
no, we're not using the term.
Yes, we can. We can use the term.
One of them we called hillbilly hooker.
Yes, we did.
Because it was like every time there was a call for us to go out, one of the managers would be like, hey, do you know who's in a van like 25 out there? And we're like, no, everyone's in. And then like we would wait like 10 minutes and all of a sudden you would just see her and another dude working that night walking back from the van. And it'd be like after we're done. And they would just be like, he'd be like, someone's like moving shit around in the van. They'd be going to town. And it was like every other week that would happen. And it's like, people are going to be like, are you slut shaming? We're like, no, we're telling people to have standards. All right. You don't need to fuck in the Penske.
Well, by the name, sounds like a standard.
Right.
It's just not everybody's. Right. It's not a big deal.
Right.
What the people calling us out for that are thinking those words are offensive. Hillbilly, hooker. I'm not, classist. I am not sex negative.
It's a good name. It's like if she's like the, macho man of like sex.
Yeah.
Right. She's like the Undertaker of sex.
What?
Dude, like she comes out on stage, she's like, hillbilly hooker coming in it. And then she just, the van's shaking around. They're having a wrestling match. It's not a big deal.
What was her body count?
Between a little and a lot.
50%.
Between.
Such a weird term.
Dude, and then it was weird because there was a lot more. Like there was more than just her. And like there was like problems because there'd be drama about it. Because it'd be like, dude, you fucked my girl. And then she'd be like, I'm not your girl. Oh my God.
He's like, so did they.
So, yeah. Be like,
hey, turn around, pal.
They'd be turned by like, who in here fucked my girl? And everyone would be like, raising their hands.
Everyone's like,
they raise their hands in the shop. It's not a big deal.
Well, the other thing is, if you're doing a job like that, it would be nice to work with.
You need a hillbilly hooker.
You need someone you can pass around.
It's not a big deal. If it's all consensual, it's not a big deal.
And it all seems to be consensual.
It was all consensual because she didn't stop.
Yeah, she would recruit them to like kind of like work there.
Yeah.
They would give her their paychecks.
She would take their paycheck. She would put her in. They would fill out the employee form.
Yeah. And the routing number was
to get their direct deposit. She would put them down.
Yeah.
She put them down.
She's in her bag. That's good.
God, she's a hustler.
Can't knock a hustler.
She goes to work. She gets a double paycheck. She gets some dick. Not a big deal.
Sounds like it's not a bad gig.
She's got a good dick gig. Because these guys aren't coming back.
Always working for double pay. Like
we found out that one of like the people she brought in, it was this woman. She would come in, and we found out that she like ended up in like a domestic abuse case, and that she was a lesbian, and she like beat the shit out of her girlfriend, and then she tried burning down the house. And she just didn't come into work the next day. And my boss was like, dude, you're not going to believe this shit. Yeah. She bailed. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, dude, she ran away to Arizona. They don't know where she is.
Oh, my God.
She like skipped town completely. I mean, she's a dirtbag. This is not hillbilly hooker. This is another person. But like, she beat the shit out of her partner. Not good. And then tried to burn the house down. So she was, that's the kind of people we're employing. And then like other people are doing like heroin. We would find like needles in the trucks. We'd find like whole vodka bottles and stuff like, it's not a big deal. Dude, listen. If you want, some people, you tell them, hey, you just got to pick up a shovel and you got to push the snow. And some people go, I push the snow. They go, I get it done. It doesn't matter how I get it done. Sometimes, people would come into the lot, they roll down the windows and smoke would be bellowing out like a chimney, like a smokestack on an oil plant. and they pull up to your side, be like, "How you doing tonight, boys?" And they'd be like, "We're doing real well."
And you know those people are gonna help you out because they got their R&R.
Yeah.
They have their shit that's keeping them going. That's the thing. That's the kind of job you got to have something that keeps it going throughout the
They're
time.
professionals. It's not a big deal.
People on Wall Street are doing the same thing, but they wear suits and they have like not scabs on their skin, and they're like,
and it's cocaine.
and it's cocaine, and it's like nice drinks, and
Hopefully.
breakfasts and shit.
Prostitutes.
Yeah.
It's politicians do the same thing instead it's children. And selling stocks before a pandemic hit. It's not a big deal.
Hustlers.
They're
Nancy
hustlers.
Pelosi is a hustler.